Welcome to another episode of The Consistency Queen. My name is Elsa Morgan. Thank you for being here. Today's episode is a really important one, and I know I say that every single week, but this one, I really mean it, because we are now 6 months away from the start of the new year. And what that means is that you have the opportunity to really position yourself in such a way that you can then go ahead and achieve your goals. You can use this opportunity to relaunch your plan, to regain your focus, to recommit to the plan that you set at the start of the year. We live in a moment right now where consumers are applying another level of expectation on people that are building businesses, that are providing solutions and showcasing products. You no longer, as a business owner, as a high achieving female that wants to scale 6 or 7 figures, are able to just post and hope that someone is going to get and understand you. You need to make it your business to understand your ideal avatar, exactly what it is that they're experiencing, exactly what it is that's keeping them up at night, what it is that they desire and what they hope to experience, what they hope to feel. This episode is about maybe giving you a kick up the backside, but more importantly, to bring awareness to you that there are some things that you might be doing right now that you no longer can entertain. And I want to share with you some of the decisions that you no longer can do if you are serious about breaking through that 6-figure income barrier or wanting to scale towards 7 figures. I'm not someone that wants to bring negativity to the world. I'm not someone that wants to be a Debbie Downer. I'm someone that's going to bring truth to you. And some people just don't want to hear it, but the reality is that times have changed. The buyer is a lot more savvy. They have a level of expectation that most people are just not understanding. It is not that the consumer or the business or the economy has slowed down. It's just that a lot more people are a lot more considerate with the way that they invest their hard-earned dollar. There are a lot of people out there that unfortunately have scammed people out of, their dollars. There's a lot of people out there that are delivering on things that are simply not true, or they are not delivering on the promises that they're making. I have a program that helps women to become a category of one, and I provide the solutions, the frameworks, the knowledge, the information, the truth. Now, it is completely up to the individual to apply. I can't force women to do that, but that's why I am very particular about who I invite into my world. But what I can say is my frameworks have helped so many women that you can't deny that they work. There are other people out there that unfortunately have not delivered on what they said they were going to deliver. So the buyer is a lot more fastidious in the way that they make their decisions. So not only are they wanting to see who you are and understand what you're about and why you're building this business, what they want to know also is, how are you going to help them? What are they going to be feeling? What are they going to be experiencing that's different from anybody else? How are you going to show up for them when times are tough for them? How can you show them that what you do gives them the difference that they're looking for? And are you going to be there after they invest? Or are you going to disappear? These are all relevant concerns from people who are looking at you right now wondering, should I trust you? Are you worthy of me investing in you? Regardless of what it is that you're positioning, by the way, consistency is one of the things that they look for. Once upon a time, that wasn't so important, but now it is one of the top 5 things that consistently show up in marketing statistics from people that are being interviewed and polled by agencies. And so I'm here to tell you that the next 90 days are really important. I'm here to tell you that if you're serious about breaking through the 6-figure income this year, if you're serious about breaking through the 7-figure barrier, you can't sit out the next 90 days. If you're someone that traditionally goes on holidays or, takes the summer off, by all means, go and do that. By all means, redirect your focus. But just know that the game has changed. I don't ever promote hustle. but I do say that you need to get to work. And there are so many creators out there that hate me for it. They just dislike that I say, hey, you have to get to work. You've got to, be intentional about your time. You have to be focused about your time. You got to set about setting your tasks that you're going to be doing every day. You've got to commit to your work. This is the reality of building a business. And unfortunately, there are a lot of women out there that fall victim to this influencer advertising that's out there of jets and designer handbags, where everything must come to you and ease and flow, and you're going to attract all these things. Yes, that does happen eventually. Let me tell you, it does happen. You get opportunities, you get leads coming in, you're able to fly the jets and all that. But what they don't tell you is what it took for them to get there. What it took for them to go to the next level. What were they experiencing when they first started? What did they have to address, when they started day one? They don't tell you about all the times they wanted to quit. They don't tell you about all the limiting beliefs that they had to, rewire, rework. They don't tell you about all the times they had donut days. And yet they sell you this dream without giving you the realness of the journey. I'm not being negative, I'm being truthful. And some people just don't want to hear the truth. And if that is you, I'm not your mentor, and I'm okay with that, by the way. I'm so okay with that because I know who I am and I know what I bring to the table. And if you don't want to hear the truth, hey, I don't know what else to say to you. If you want to buy into this dream that everything must come to you with ease and flow, more power to you, girl. More power to you. But what I will say to you is that from my experience and the mentors that I've surrounded myself with, they go to work and they don't make any concessions about it. They say this takes work. This is going to take you focus, intentional focus. This is going to take you, you're going to make decisions that you probably don't want to make, and you're going to be wildly unpopular. You're going to move differently, and people are going to be questioning, like, who are you? You've changed. You're going to face some pushback. You're going to face resistance. You're going to face a lot of no's. That requires a level of tenacity, and you need to have perseverance. You need to develop some courage. And you have to have the will and the desire to want to do this. And no ease and flow and meditation and all of that is going to help you in the darkest of days where you're wondering, WTH are you doing here? I would rather tell you the truth to say, hey, if you're having a tough day, hey, welcome to building a business. If you're having a lot of no's and wondering when the next yes is coming, hey, welcome to building a business. If you're wanting to know why these thoughts are coming up about why you're not worthy, hey, you are definitely moving differently and you're moving towards six figures. Welcome to the entrepreneurial journey. This is all very normal. And I want to normalize this conversation. I want to normalize that it is about doing the work. I mean, why are we so afraid about admitting that it does take work? Why are we so afraid about saying that this thing takes intentional focus, that you building a six-figure plus business requires intentional focus, that you wanting to change your life requires you to make different decisions, that you wanting to live a life on your terms requires you to stop doing the things that are sabotaging your journey, that you wanting to, decide how you want to live your life, whether you want to, charter a jet, whether you want to give a 5-figure donation to a charity, that's going to require you to make moves that no one else can understand, and you can't give two flutes about it. And so if you're building a business, a 6-figure plus business, and you're looking at creators who are at the top of their game, and yet you're wondering how you got from here to there, that's why I'm here. Because I'm here to tell you that the middle road is not easy. The not easy bit is not to do with business, by the way. The business skills, the things that you need to do every day, the sales conversations, they're skills. and you need to work at them every single day to master them. This is no different than you going to the gym and learning how to lift weights. This is no different from you learning how to run a marathon, where you need to go and train to understand, how you need to prepare and then log kilometers. So then that way you're able to sustain the distance. Building a business is exactly the same. Building a 6-figure business, even more so. Scaling towards 7 figures will bring out levels of you that you didn't even know you had. And in between, from your day one to when you get there, are going to be so many donut days, so many days of frustrations, so many days of failures, so many days where things don't go to plan, so many days where you're going to be questioning yourself. A lot of people don't want to talk about that because they don't want to sound negative. But I'm here to tell you that this is all part of the journey, and you need to keep going through the journey to be able to get onto the other side and start pulling out that version of you that already exists. But you're never ever going to get there if you keep buying into this whole idea that everything has to be with ease and flow, right? And that you really have to work the bare minimum and latte your way to the beach and then, just sit there and do nothing. Listen to me. I want you to win. I want you to win, which is why I'm putting myself on the line to tell you exactly what it takes. It's going to take you to block your time at the beginning, especially if you don't know how to manage your time. If you don't know how to manage your time, you can't wing your way to 6 and 7 figures. You got to be intentional. You got to block your time. You got to sit on that chair and you got to do the work. Now, don't tell me that I'm being hustle. I'm not telling you to hustle. Hustle is working 24/7 with no break. No, thank you. I may as well go work in the factory if that was what it took. I mean, literally, I'm able to take my kids to school. I'm able to pick them up. I've traveled around the world. I've bought my dream cars. I live in my dream house. If this was hustle, trust me, I wouldn't be doing this, right? But it has taken me intentional focus. It has taken me to establish disciplines that I never had prior to me doing this. It has taken me to develop skill sets that I didn't have before. It has required me to work on my leadership. It's required me to work on the way that I communicate. My presentation skills. I'm working on that right now because I want to speak on stages. It's required me to get very good at explaining things very, very clear and succinct. Why? Because I have a tendency to just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So I've had my day ones and I'm still having day ones. But to get to where to where I am right now and to achieve the results that I've had to block my time. I've had to schedule in my tasks. I've had to do the work in my allotted times. I've had to put on, binaural beats to stop me from getting distracted. I've had to remove things that would distract me. I've had to say no to things. I'm going to tell you the truth of what I've had to do. And some people just don't want to hear it because they want to believe this lie that you can just manifest 7 figures from your bed without doing the work. I just want to quote to you Jim Carrey that says, you can't just manifest and go, and state your intention and then go and have a peanut butter sandwich or whatever it is. You've actually got to do the work. And if you're someone that has 6 or 7 figures as part of your goals, as part of what you want to achieve, one message a day isn't going to cut it. Showing up once a week isn't going to cut it. Not today. You've got to be super intentional with 1, what you do, number 2, how you do it, what you say, who you're speaking to, how you're showing up. You've got to show that you are evolving in your journey. This is what's expected. And more than ever now, the buyer is expecting for you to articulate the energy, the feeling, the emotion through the marketing platform, through video, through short form video, through your sales copy, through carousels. They're meant to feel this is what the expectation is. And they're wanting a seamless customer experience. As they would experience in person, so they want that now digitally. And so if you're not up to speed with buyer behavior, buyer psychology, buyer types, the way people are buying, the buying cycle, knowing what questions to ask, and really paying attention in the sales conversation about what it is that they're saying and not saying, I mean, you're going to miss out. And you're not understanding what it takes right now to build a business. You're not understanding right now that the game is still the same, but the rules have changed. And unless you are prepared to learn the rules and really embrace them and implement accordingly, you will lose every single round. You can't keep applying 2020, 21 and just go, hey, here's my thing. Ooh, thing. Right? And think that people are going to take you seriously. People don't want to know the thing because thousands of others are selling the same thing. They want to know why they should buy from you. Why should they buy from you? Why should they care enough to follow you? Why should you be the one that they lock arms with? And what are you going to bring that's different to everybody else? And unless you're prepared to articulate that, you're going to miss out. And so the next 90 days is more than just all the way through, all roads lead to September. It's not. Because the times have changed, because the buyer's more discerning, you need to use the next 90 days to build up mastery and skill. You've got to sharpen your focus. You've got to really develop some solid habits. You've got to learn how to articulate and get very good at your marketing and positioning on the marketing platforms. And you've got to get yourself to a point that by the time October comes around, you are so the category of one that when the peak sales come up, when the peak buying time comes up, there is no other choice than you. But it's going to require you 90 days to really solidify that plan. And if you haven't been paying attention, even more so you can no longer take summers and go and party and then come back in October. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Now the real dealers will get to work. In fact, the real dealers have already started the work. They really started 1 January. But if you haven't been playing consistently, if you haven't been applying yourself, here's your opportunity to relaunch. Get a plan together. Really focus on what has worked and what hasn't worked in the first 6 months. Establish what it is that you're going to be doing every single day. Set milestones for every single month. Set what it is that you want to achieve after 90 days. Whether it is impact, whether it's income, whether it's visibility, whatever it is for you, set it. And make the plan and set milestones every single month. Set daily tasks, commit to it, and get an accountability system in place, whether it's a mentor like myself that's going to hold you accountable and deliver on that plan, where, someone like me will meet up with you every 2 weeks and check up on you and say, hey, what have you done? What worked, what is not working, what do you need help with? Versus you wondering what just happened when it comes to October. You need to really level up the game. And this is what it's going to take. If you want to build a business on your terms, you have to understand that there's a level of professionalism and expectation from the buyer that a lot of people are not aware of. And the buyer behavior and buyer purchasing is a lot longer. And they're expecting a lot more from you. They're expecting to see you on average about 25 times before they decide, hey, I'm going to invest in you. And if you're not showing up consistently, if you're not delivering on your message, if you're not showcasing how you help people, this is going to be a challenge for you. So it's time. You can use the next 90 days to really set yourself up, and you can definitely achieve 6 figures if you execute the right plan, if you implement it and do it to the T and you persist. You can definitely achieve it before the end of the year. I mean, nothing is off the table, but you've got to start now. You've got to commit now. And you've also got to commit that no matter what happens, that you're going to go through it. That no matter what comes your way, you're not going to quit. That whatever happens, you've committed to the result. You've committed to get to the end of the year. You've committed because, and you're doing it because you said you would. And you're not going to quit on your hardest of days because they're going to be there. And this is where the real dealers really, really show up. And so I invite you to reflect on your first 6 months. I invite you to adjust accordingly. I invite you to expect less and do more. And when I say do more, I'm not saying working 24/7. I'm saying actually do the work and stop expecting. I'm saying that you have to accept that this is going to take work. And for those of you who want to just work 1 hour a day and manifest, I'm here to tell you that I don't know who sold you that lie, but it's a big fat lie. There are people out there that might be earning millions of dollars in 1 hour a day, but they've worked themselves to get there. Okay? Let's get real. You're not as good as what you say you are. You're not as good as what you believe you are. You probably will be, and people will see that, but you've got to first put yourself out there, and you've got to prove yourself by the way of consistently showing up, by consistently showcasing that you do help people and you are as good as what you think you are. And then you've also got to consistently show up after they invest as well. And so I invite you to step up to the plate. Learn the rules, the games have changed, and this is your time to build your 6-figure business. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next episode.